I'm Kristen Lee. Hopefully you can hear me over my fan, but the puppy next door is having a moment. Welcome to 13 days of Halloween. Halloween to Halloween? I forgot how I did it, but welcome. This is the look that won for my Mary Kay poll and on Instagram and everything like that. So my attempt of a cat. I'm more excited about these lines because I can't do a cat eye to save my life, and I'm gonna try my best not to touch my nose. So for today's video, I wanted to start off, there's a lot of books to movies or movies that have now become books, and I've been reading them, so I thought, why not share what I've been reading, and maybe you'd be interested too. So we're gonna hold off on her. So first up is going to be Nightmare Before Christmas. Shay Earnshaw did a sequel to, it takes place right after the end of Nightmare Before Christmas, and Jack and Sally get married and Sally becomes the Pumpkin Queen, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it as I was reading it. I knew I was going to love it, I just didn't know, because Sally's my least favorite character of the movie, and I found out that she's a rag doll. I don't want to spoil it too much, but you get to go into more doors that go into different holidays, and it's fun. And there's a new villain from a old door that Sally stumbles upon. Zero plays a big part in this. I'm trying to think. But yeah, it's all about Sally coming to terms with her new role as the Pumpkin Queen. So the beginning was really tough because 8 to probably 13, 14-year-old me would have just been high-fiving Sally and all the troubles that she went through. But 39-year-old me is like, girl, get your stuff together. What did you think was going to happen? So, but yeah, I ended up loving it. I do hope that she keeps going with the series. I loved, getting the old characters back, getting some new characters. Loved going through, the different doors and stuff into the different holidays. So if you want to pick this up, definitely try it out. One of my favorite movies is Misery, but I've never picked up the book. When I tell you that I started this book 6:30 in the morning, I was listening to it on audiobook. I did not know that there is a version of it with Kathy Bates narrating. I wish I had had that one. I didn't. I got the one on Audible. She's fantastic. I listened to this book all day. I finished it in a day. There's a lot missing from book to movie. I can't figure out which I like better though, because usually one or the other turns you off totally. But I can understand in the 80s, I think that's when Misery was made, and Kathy Bates was in it. And James Caan, I can understand why they took things out for ratings, because some of the gore that's in here, I was cringing. I'm listening to it crumpled up in a ball going, oh my God, Annie is a nut. Yeah, it was so good. So if you haven't read this yet, I'm so happy that I got introduced to Stephen King this way. So that was like 5 stars all over the boards. I haven't gotten to this one yet. So this is Hocus Pocus. I was told that the beginning of the book is just the first movie, word for word. So I'm going to read part 2. I wanted to wait for the movie to come out, and they're going to be totally different. And so I'm curious if they took anything from part 2 of this or not. I really did like the movie. I know that a lot of fans were disappointed that it wasn't spooky enough. It was more Disney Channel-esque, but it was made for kids this time around. I loved the flash mob. I loved just having the sisters back. I loved getting to see the little, before they became the notorious witches that they became. So yeah, I think that I'm gonna enjoy the book and just not expect it to be like the movie, because everybody and their brother has told me it's not like the book, and I'm like, I don't know. I'll get back to you on this one. This is coming up soon in my Rolodex of books. I'm finishing The Girl Who Drank the Moon, I think. And it's gotten to the climax, but it's kind of boring. So I'm hoping that it ends in a better note than where it is. But the last one is the AMC got the rights to Interview with a Vampire. I got this from, can you see it? Hopefully it comes on the right way. I bought this from Thrift Books. I was kind of upset that it was missing a jacket cover, but it's a 3rd edition. So this is from 1976. So it's got that old feeling to it, but I friggin' love the show. I love the changes that they made from book to show. I like the fact that Anne and Christopher Rice are both executive producers on the show. I'm glad that a lot of the relations that happen in the book are being shown on the show. I like the fact that they took the time period from the book and aged it a little bit to a different part of a huge part of New Orleans and Louisiana history. So I love what they're doing with it. I love the fact that the writers from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are on board and helping with the writing process. I friggin' love the actor that's playing Daniel. I'll put his name or picture or something here, but he just, having Daniel be the old bitter man that he becomes in different parts of the series, I think that was a smart move. And I love the fact that I love Lestat. I fangirl way too bad. I love him in the books, and I love him on screen. I even liked Tom Cruise's version of him. It would have been nice to have a French accent, but he did. I still like the movie version of Interview with a Vampire versus the horribleness that was Queen of the Damned. I hated that movie for being a Vampire Chronicles movie. It's a great vampire movie. I just hated the fact that Anne Rice had signed off on it, because the music was awesome, but the movie was nothing like the book. They didn't take any characteristics, nothing. So, but the show is fantastic. If you're a fan of vampires, if you're a fan of Anne Rice, I hope you're watching it with me. What's the other ones? So I haven't read my best friend's Exorcism, but I want to now. I loved the movie. It's on Amazon Prime. It's so funny. It was so great. It was like 1980s, just corniness. It was fantastic. I almost itched my nose. Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch it again. It was fantastic. I told Bunny, I was like, you need to watch this movie with me. But yeah, so I'm hoping that all the fun that's in it is in the Grady Hendrix books. I'm just worried because Grady Hendrix has this ability to actually scare me while I'm reading. He does a really great job with horror. And then the other one that I want to get around to reading is I'm starting A Discovery of Witches, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna like it, but I think I'm on episode 5 or 6, and I'm slowly getting into it, and I kind of want to see what the book is. You know, what's different and things like that. And the other books that I wanted to know, I didn't know that Practical Magic was a series. I knew it was a book, but I thought it was more like this, where they took, you know, the movie with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, and they were like, okay, we're gonna make a book. But apparently it started from a book, and there's an entire series where they tell you the story about the ants and stuff like that. So that's on my list of stuff to get. So that is how I wanted to start my 13 days of Halloween. I hope you stick around. I'm gonna have a video every day leading up to Halloween, and I'm hoping that I can keep my momentum because I want to do it again for the 12 days of Vlogmas in December. So I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.